Hi everyone, welcome to episode 4 of my Frugal Living series that I'm doing. In this episode I'll give you 5 just tips, things to think about now that winter's coming, and here in the UK it's the 2nd of October today and our electricity and gas prices went up massively yesterday. So yeah, we're all feeling the pinch. So hopefully some of these ideas will be useful to you. As always, let me know in the comments if you've got any good ideas. And yeah, let's get on with it. So the first one today from me is to avoid brand loyalty. Now, by this I mean just try new things. Just because you've always, I don't know, bought an Apple phone, is there a slightly cheaper one that would be just as good that you could try, you could research? Yesterday we had, for lunch, we had some baked beans, and when we were in the supermarket last week, the Heinz beans, oh my goodness, way too expensive now. So we tried some of the Aldi own brand ones. We didn't like them, but we tried them, and we will try other supermarket brands as well. So keep trying things. I don't know if any of you ever watched that programme on TV that's called Eat Well for Less, and what they do is they swap food items in people's kitchens, and they get them to try all these different things for a week, and they basically blank out all the packaging, so it's all in plain packaging, so the people don't know if they're trying something new or whether it's their usual thing. And the amount of people that don't have a clue, you know, sometimes they're saying, oh, coffee's horrible, and actually it's their usual coffee. And other times, you know, they'll try things, and so they don't necessarily like everything, but what I'm saying is it's definitely worth trying new things if you possibly can, instead of just automatically going for the big brands that you always use. So yeah, be open-minded, give things a try. I will be trying different baked beans. If anyone knows, you know, if anyone else has tried them all from all the different supermarkets, can you let me know which ones are nice? We usually get the Heinz no added sugar ones, but we found the Aldi ones, the beans were quite hard and the sauce was very sweet. So yeah, let me know if you've done that before. Tip number 2 is to sell what you don't need. Now, you know, if you want to earn a bit of extra money, take a look around your house. Have you got things that you no longer need, that you no longer use? Clothes, shoes, kids' toys, books, general kind of household items. You know, I've been selling off a load of my Emma Bridgewater mugs, which I bought years ago, and I've actually been getting quite good money for a lot of them because some people collect them, you know. So you can use eBay, you can use Facebook Marketplace is a really good one because you don't have to pay fees. I believe there's an app called Vinted, which people use to sell clothes. I've never used that, so I can't comment on that one. And things like car boot sales, maybe now isn't the best time of year, but do have a sort out. You know, there's lots of things that possessions that we all have that maybe we don't need any longer, and it might be just worth you going through your stuff, seeing if you can earn a bit of extra money from it, and someone else will get use out of it, you know, which has got to be a good thing. Okay, the next thing is not one of the 5 tips, but I just wanted to show you something. Now, when we first moved here to Devon and we decided that we weren't going to have any heating, so this was 11 years ago, we went round car boot sales. We were quite into it for a while because we were looking for things, and I also was looking on eBay and stuff like that, and charity shops. But one of the things that I really was desperate to get was like an old-fashioned bed quilt. And I've been looking on eBay, and they were around about the £100 mark, a lot of them, which was too much. But I really wanted one because a friend of mine lives in a very old Victorian house. She does have heating, but she says it's really difficult. It's not a particularly cosy house, and she had a really lovely one she'd got off of eBay, and she said it was the best thing for keeping keeping her warm in bed. So anyway, I looked around all winter for one of these and I couldn't find one. And then it must have been the second summer that we were there. We were at a car boot sale and I saw it from like across the field, this thing that looked like just what I was looking for. And I literally like ran across and I was like, how much do you want for that? And the guy said £25. So I was like, yay. So I snapped it up, and it is the best thing I've ever bought in terms of keeping us warm. Another friend of mine had a look at it for me. She's an older lady and she's very, very talented seamstress and knows a lot about fabric. And she thinks it's probably from the 50s, maybe 60s, because she recognises some of the fabrics in it. So it is quite old. I do every couple of years get it dry cleaned, and it does need a little bit of repair doing to it, but I cannot recommend it enough. It's too big actually for our bed, so it literally goes down to the floor on either side, but it just keeps us so warm. I'll show it to you now. This is the quilt that I was just saying about. Let me just switch the light on. The light is not good today. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, the work that's gone into this is amazing. I was so happy. And it's just backed. You know, it's not mega thick, but it's just the warmest thing ever. And you can see it goes right down to the floor. Tip number 3 is a pretty simple one, and it's something I go on about all the time in regards to food. And that's, don't waste anything. Use up what you've got. In fact, somebody in the comments last week, I think it was, said about making their own bone broth and stock. And I used to do that all the time. Every little bit of vegetable peeling I had, I would put it in a bag in the freezer. And then when I had enough, I'd bung it all in the slow cooker with some spices and make a vegetable stock to use for soups and stews and anything like that. So thank you for that reminder, and I'm going to start doing that again. That was a good one. But also things like so not just food leftovers, but things like, you know, shampoo and conditioner and things like that. Turn your bottles upside down, get the very last bits out of them before you buy new ones. You know, use up your old ones. I've just been going through my bathroom cupboard and I've got loads of stuff in there that I forgot I'd bought. I went to Greece, it must have been, blimey, 3 or 4 years ago, probably 3 years ago. And I was a bit obsessed at the time with olive oil soap. They do a really nice olive oil soap. I've got loads of it in the cupboard. I obviously bought, you know, quite a few bars, so I don't need to buy any soap for a while. I've also found a couple of sort of half-used bottles of shampoo and conditioner, which again, I'm going to use those up before I buy any more. So just have a think, have a look around your house, you know, what can you use up, and just be mindful about wasting anything. Tip number 4 is to think before you buy. Now, I have a little system going on, and I have done for a few years, that, you know, when you're pottering around and you either see an advert or you see somebody else online, or you suddenly think, oh, I really want that, and you persuade yourself, oh, I really need that. What I do now, instead of ordering it or going out and buying it straight away, I write it down. So I've got a little list of things that I need, and I have it written down, and I'm not allowed to buy it for a week. So I have to think about it before I buy it. And do you know what? I reckon about 90% of the stuff, I decide after that time, actually, I don't need that. I'll give you an example. I really decided the other day that I really wanted one of those like bento lunchbox things, because obviously I'm starting a new job and I want to take a few little snacks with me. Now, I've got a whole cupboard full of Tupperware boxes, but no, I decided I wanted one thing. So I put it in my eBay. That's the other thing. If I don't write it down, I put it in my eBay watch list. Put it in my eBay watch list. And then I really, really wanted it on that day. I thought, no, I'll wait a couple of days. Waited a couple of days. I've re-looked at it again this morning. I don't need it. I've got Tupperwares. I've got a food flask. I've got an ordinary flask. I've got, plastic Ziploc bags. I do not need anything else. So because I waited that time, the initial kind of want went away. And I think, that's really been a game changer for me. A lot of shops and online and everything relies on us being very impulsive, and how many times have you bought stuff that then you think, well, actually I didn't really need that, or I haven't really used that. Again, if I go to somewhere like Home Bargains or The Range, which is so tempting to buy masses and masses of stuff, I'll do a list before I go and try and stick to it. But if I see something in there that I think I really want, I don't buy it. I come home, it goes down on my list, and like I say, 9 times out of 10 you forget about it and you don't want it anyway. So that's my other little tip for shopping. Tip number 5 is to do with clothes and washing, and just thinking about how you can do less washing, basically. So they reckon these days that we wash our clothes far too much, and I think I did speak about this in one of my other vlogs, but I don't know if you remember or if it was the same for you, but I can remember getting home from school and being told to take my uniform off and put a set of like home clothes or play clothes or whatever on, and I think that's again something that we could adapt now, especially I've got all my thermal layers on today, and these clothes I will probably wear most of the week around the house, and then I'll have another set of clothes that I wear when I go out, when I go to work, etc, etc. So I'm not going to be washing everything after one time of wearing it. And also think about things like, this thing is not near my skin, so how can I keep it clean? So when I'm cooking, I put an apron on. When I'm eating, I'll put a napkin, tuck it in here and have a napkin to stop this getting dirty. Obviously the clothes that are nearest to your skin, do need washing more often. But yeah, just think about things like that and how you can prolong the life of your clothes so that you're not washing everything after just wearing it once. I did read something, and there's lots of stuff online about washing and how to be a bit more frugal with it, but there was a thing online that said things like jeans only need washing every sort of fourth, you can wear them sort of 3 or 4 times, they'll be absolutely fine. Tops 2 or 3 times, but and you know yourself and your family, could you, something like this, could you hang it out to air? If it's pouring with rain here today, but yesterday was quite nice, did it need an actual wash? If there was a mark on it, could you sponge it out and hang it out to dry? Just little things like that to think about that saves putting a whole load of washing on. That's it for today's video. We're going away next week, but we're doing a very, very frugal little trip away. So I'm going to vlog it and let you know my tips for being frugal whilst you're away. There's that we still need to live, so we still need to do nice things. And myself and Martin, we love going away. So this is something that we do budget for and we do like to do. We're not going to stop doing that. So that will be next week's vlog. And then I've started thinking a bit about Christmas and how to keep that a bit lower, budget. So that will be the one after. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you again next week. Bye.